up for Adventure Moto in Sydney and Australian Adventure Bike Magazine. What have you got for me, mate? This is something a little bit different, isn't it?
I hope you got your Cockney accent on.
Oh, I've got a man bun, I know that.
All your rhyming slang, hey?
Yeah, and I've got a flannel shirt strapped into that little gear bag up there. I'm ready to roll. Triumph, Scrambler.
1200 XC.
Oh, yahoo, mate. This is just different, isn't
That's
it?
C for Charlie, not E for Echo.
Okay, mate,
Two different models.
That is just awesome, isn't it? 1200 cc's of throbbing British Scrambler. Do I dare use the word hipsterness?
Yeah,
no. We've moved on from that, haven't we?
Moved on.
Moved on.
This is not just sizzle, this is steak.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
With the lot. I think it's a steak sambo with the lot, mate, by the look of this beast.
This is substance and style.
Oh, awesome, mate. So this is my mission then now for the next 3 days, is to ride this bike back to Sydney, where it becomes the possession of Adventure Moto for their next prize giveaway bike this year.
Correct.
Yeah, isn't it? So what a gig, mate. So thanks Wolfie, Steve Smith at Adventure Moto for the assignment. But this is going to be fun, mate. Can't wait to do it.
Now, I've been told, though, you can't put a ding on this.
Oh, mate, and that was actually put in writing.
Yes.
It was in black and white on triplicate emails, mate. But what Wolfie doesn't know doesn't hurt him, does it? Surely, mate, surely. Yeah, but that's the gig, isn't it? So I've loaded it up with a giant loop tank bag already, bit of Adventure Works duffel bag on the back. And then the plan is then for this bike to become, as I said, the prize bike that they give away each year. This is the 5th year they've done it. And Wolfie and the team, they just farkle it right out, scramble it to the blazers, and then a lucky punter wins it, mate. So how good is that? And how good is it that Triumph, Peter Stevens, have supported the promo?
That's right. Something very different this year, because I've been following their bikes at Adventure Moto, so this is just something different.
Well, it's going to draw attention and attract, isn't it? You know? And it's still the same gig. You spend $300 worth of purchases of any of the product lines at Adventure Moto or Tyres for bikes. They're a line business. Every $300 you spend puts you in the draw to win the bike, which comes out of the barrel at December, end of November, December, end of the year. So one lucky punter is going to be very, very stoked with that, mate.
In the meantime, that lucky punter is you, my
Well,
friend.
isn't it, mate? I get to live the rock star lifestyle, ride it back to Sydney. We're heading up onto the top of the high country. We'll be in Myrtleford or Bright tonight, and then we just keep going and then hand the bike over next week to Wolfie and all the crew, mate.
I'm looking forward to your first call when you pull over and say, mate, this thing is bloody awesome.
Bloody awesome, yeah, but that'll only be at Wallen at the service station. I need a pie with sauce and a choppy move, mate. You'll give him that phone call in half an hour, mate.
That's fine. So, Clubby, what's the plan with this?
Oh, mate, it's getting the full Farkle treatment. I know they've already arranged with Nick and the team at Technic up in Western Sydney there to do the suspension, both ends, going to boost the thing for a bit more off-road performance. And then I think it's typical of the Adventure Moto promo, they just throw the catalogue at it. So I'm running the tank bag, I'm running the Adventure Works duffel bag on the back there, and then they just go to town with all the various brands and all the Farkles that they've got there to really just turn it into the Scrambler dream bike, I guess, is what they're aiming to do, mate. So again, one very lucky punter scores that bike fully Farkled, ready to roll, mate, yeah.
Clubby, you've been on this bike 10.5 hours, 650 kilometres. Now Steve's going to do this up into sort of an adventure, a scrambler. Right, you've had a bit of time on it, it's been a bit of wind, a bit of rain. What are you thinking? What does it need?
Okay, what it doesn't need, let's start with the easy stuff,
Yeah,
is any more performance with the engine.
right.
Like it's a big 1200cc, it's just a meaty, big power plant.
Yeah,
But it is just full of fat, juicy mid-range
yep.
that just suits this whole Scrambler application so perfectly, you know. And where that's so rideable is on the tarmac. Anytime we've been on any of those twisties that we've done getting up to here, crossing into New South, the thing is just awesome to ride on twisty tarmac, third, fourth gear sort of stuff, 60 to 80 to 90k indicated corners. Awesome. So I don't think it really needs it. I mean, I know Wolfie will want to. The stock exhaust looks wicked. I mean, that's the whole sort of visual appeal. I know he'll want to aftermarket the exhaust system, save a bit of weight, maybe put a little bit more bark there. But for the Joe average, in terms of performance, there's more than enough. Clutch is super light for a cable clutch. Gearbox shifting, unreal. Where it does need work then is once you venture off all that fabulous, glorious, twisty tarmac, we've had this morning up at Bright, in all those fire trails, and that we've kind of come to know pretty well in a couple of recent trips. And let's just say the pucker factor becomes more real when you get away from, like right now we're on gravel roads and mate, the thing just eats that up, that's fine. Okay, but where it will need some attention, front suspension, rear suspension, if you want to push the envelope off-road.
Yeah.
And we did that this morning up on all those trails, fire trails. You know, even again, I'm starting to have memories of what we did this morning and start to get a little bit of a pucker up sweat again. Because on the steeps, downhills, with G-outs, erosion humps, water bars, I found the limits of the front suspension for sure, and the back was on the way as well, particularly loaded up with the old duffel bag here full of gear. It's interesting, I've been thinking all that time there, it just felt like it needed more suspension. And then that's what the other model XE offers, has longer travel suspension. And I'm sure then that good old Nick and the boys from Technic will just boost the front and rear suspension to suit that kind of application. But the bonus will be the work that Wolfie and Nick do in developing a fork and a shock setup for it will also boost the performance on the road. It's my first time ever on a Scrambler. I don't even know what the whole genre is about, never experienced it before. For doing big miles like we are, like I'm 2 days in now, and like, whoa, everything is just hitting me in the head. There's nothing here in the way of protection, mate. I gather that's what the slim down, stripped back Scrambler look is all about. But in terms of doing like mileage, and I don't know what Wolfie's going to do there, in terms of like if you want to fully adventurise it, I definitely need more wind protection, and for long distance riding, it'll need it for sure. The other point I'm going to also suggest right from day one, I mean, it has reasonable sized pegs, and I think they come standard with rubbers, but must have been removed at Triumph.
Yeah.
I find on the right hand side, I'd love a wider rally peg, just because this midsection of the exhaust pushes my whopping great big size 13 boots a bit wide, and I find myself running on the outside of the pegs. Yeah. So wider pegs are going to definitely help Wolfie, if you can get them out of a catalogue somewhere. And then the other point's going to be the seat, guys. Yeah. It's like 1, 2, 3 hours. Yeah, okay, you're living with it, but then after that, the old tenderness is coming through the backside. There's not a lot of padding there, like as you can even just see it there. It's nowhere near as deep as a typical adventure bike seat. So there's obviously room for improvement there with a seat work, probably seat concepts that of course Wolfie will work with. Fuel range is the next thing. It's about 250 kilometre range. Yeah. Which, 250 kilometres, but then the fuel range indicator on the bike, like I'm starting to get fuel anxiety at the moment. Okay, I'm 50 k's from Gingelic, but I'm not sure there's fuel there. But then it's another 45 to Tumbarumba.
I got my tow rope.
And I'm sure there's fuel there. But I don't know what you can do for capacity for fuel. Have to be a bladder, I guess, if you're chasing that. The GL, the giant loop, the Diablo tank bag, it fits okay there. Yep. Just need to keep clearance to the fuel cap, of course, there for access, but that's all fine. The duffel bag is strapped on. I think
Wolfie's Adventure Works one, isn't it?
Works, that's the 30 litre duffel, the smaller one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of sitting on the rear of the seat and on the rear subframe support here. It's tethered there fine. Triumph, I saw in their catalogue, offer a small little luggage rack. I'm sure Wolfie will source again from one of his suppliers a little bit more convenient luggage capacity. Otherwise, brakes are awesome. Like they are seriously good brakes. ABS it's better than I expected it to be on the dirt, but it's not comparable to the very latest leading dirt-oriented ABS systems, but better than I expected for sure. The handguards were another optional bolt-on from Triumph. That I appreciate the wind protection there for a long-distance ride like we're doing here. Tyres, okay, the Triumph boys fitted up the Karoo 3 Metzlers. Yeah. They're just a really good, they're good on the gravel, but they're also good on the tar. Yeah. Like I've been trying hard on the tar for me, which is not mega hard by road race standards, mate, but like absolutely confidence inspiring for my speed anyway on the tar. And really, what else is he going to do, mate, with it? I guess protection of the cases and such, is typical that we'll do with crash bars and such. I don't know what's available. I don't know what Wolfie will source there, but probably a good idea to have it because there's a lot of exposed sump engine cases down there for sure, being such a big motor.
Yeah. So number one for you is a little fairing, some form of fairing on the front
for
there.
this type of ride where we're riding 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 to 600 k's a day, yeah, you just got to get some of the wind off you for sure, mate. For sure.
I love that tank. You couldn't get rid of that tank.
Well, the styling is
beautiful.
It's integral. The tank is integral to the styling, as is the upswept exhaust system.
It looks lovely.
That's the whole Scrambler ideal, isn't it?
Yeah.
For sure. So it's going to be an interesting project. I'm really interested to see what Wolfie does with it and how the beast turns out at the end, mate.